I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponent.
GervontaDavis is back with Floyd Mayweather just before his rematch with Lamont Roach, and people are already talking. Mayweather says he still supports Davis and is proud of what he's done, even calling him like a son. But the reunion shocked fans, especially after all the times Davis publicly blasted Mayweather in the past. Instead of firing back, Floyd took the high road, saying he doesn't take Davis's words personally. Still, some fans think this is more about business than brotherhood. Mayweather says he wants to see Gervonta win with more power, more focus, and maybe even more of that old-school money team energy. But behind the smiles, many are wondering, is this real loyalty, or just a setup for something bigger?
Take Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, so he's to me he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
New footage from GervontaDavis's Las Vegas camp is turning heads and raising eyebrows. Davis looks locked in. Every sparring session is intense, almost like he's already in the ring with Roach. His footwork is sharp, his stamina's up, and insiders say he's hitting harder than ever. But it's not just training, it's a transformation. Sources leaking clips from inside the camp say Davis is more focused than they've ever seen him. No distractions, no drama, just war mode. Some are calling it routine. Others think it's a warning. This isn't the same Davis Roach faced before. With every punch, it looks like Davis is planning to end the rematch before the judges even get a say. When GervontaDavis split from Mayweather Promotions, it shocked the boxing world, but Floyd Mayweather didn't hit back. Instead, he praised Davis publicly, saying, "More power to him." That surprised a lot of people. Davis had taken shots at Floyd, made it clear he wanted out, full control, no more bosses. Still, Floyd stayed calm, saying he respects Gervonta's ambition and supports his decision to run his own career. But behind the respectful words, fans couldn't help but wonder, was it real support or smart PR? The two still speak highly of each other, calling it a mentor-protege bond. But let's be honest, in boxing, power shifts fast. And when a student starts outshining the teacher, things rarely stay friendly for long.
Nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Floyd Mayweather hasn't stopped watching GervontaDavis's career, especially how the boxing world ranks him, and he's not happy. Mayweather believes Davis is being held back on the pound-for-pound list, not because of his skills, but because of politics, specifically his past connection to Mayweather Promotions. Floyd didn't stay quiet. He called it out, saying a fighter's team shouldn't block them from getting the credit they deserve. Some say Floyd's just defending his legacy. Others believe it's real mentorship, Floyd stepping in to make sure Davis gets his flowers. Even if they're no longer officially working together, one thing's clear, Floyd's not just protecting a fighter, he's defending the name he helped.
When is GervontaDavis going to go somewhere in the pound for pound? Knew he deserved to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in a pound for pound. Absolutely. But what about GervontaDavis? I mean, he deserved to be somewhere also in a pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
GervontaDavis isn't taking any chances this time. He's gone back to what worked when he was at his best. In camp, Davis has taken full control and full accountability. He's brought back his old team, the coaches, the trainers, the people who knew how to push him to the top. This isn't just training, it's a reset. The same sparring partners, the same strategy guys, all back to fix what went wrong. They've gone deep, breaking down mistakes, pushing harder drills, high-pressure sparring, no shortcuts. Why? Because Davis knows there's no room for slip-ups. Not in a rematch, not with his name on the line. This camp isn't about hype. It's about making sure there are no excuses and no blind spots when the bell rings.
Is anybody else who is a Tank GervontaDavis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. Here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. That's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just wears these guys down and then kind of bakes them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I want to take the win. I want him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. He took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight. Unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
GervontaDavis's breakup with Mayweather Promotions wasn't quiet. It made headlines for all the wrong reasons. It was more than just business. Davis wanted freedom. Floyd wanted control. That clash turned their mentor-student bond into a public power struggle. But now, they're back in the same room and people are talking. Is this real reconciliation or just smart timing? Some say the split had to happen for both men to grow. Others believe this reunion is less about peace and more about power, a strategic move, not an emotional one. Either way, it's clear. Whatever tension there was, both men now see the value in teaming up again. Not out of loyalty, but out of purpose.
I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather-Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
GervontaDavis has brought back a familiar face, Coach Calvin Ford. And that move might change everything. Ford isn't just any coach. He's been there since day one, shaping Davis with tough love, discipline, and real loyalty. Their bond goes way deeper than boxing. When they first teamed up, Davis became a champion. Now, with Ford back in camp, the message is clear. Davis wants that same fire again. Ford knows Gervonta better than anyone. His style, his mindset, even his weaknesses. No outside trainer can match that. Some say this reunion is the smartest move Davis has made all year. Others see it as a sign. Davis is done experimenting. He's getting serious. With Ford back, there's no more guessing, just war-ready focus.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had GervontaDavis up a round. Because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do. And especially people that don't like GervontaDavis, which is just give the round to the other guy because GervontaDavis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but GervontaDavis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from GervontaDavis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for GervontaDavis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
With Kenny Ellis now in the mix, GervontaDavis's camp just leveled up. Ellis is no rookie. He's a tactical veteran known for sharp eyes and smarter adjustments. He's not just polishing Davis's skills, he's building fight IQ. Round by round, second by second. His role: simple but crucial. Watch Roach, break him down mid-fight, and guide Davis to adapt on the fly. In a high-stakes rematch, that kind of live analysis could be the difference between domination and disaster. And when you pair Ellis's brain with Calvin Ford's deep bond with Davis, you get more than a coaching team, you get a complete war room. Ford doesn't just train Davis, he understands him, his instincts, reactions, even what sets off his inner beast in the ring. Their chemistry goes beyond drills. It's emotional, it's raw, and it's built on years of trust and shared battles. This camp isn't just physical, it's psychological armor. Davis isn't just training for a fight. He's reloading with belief, strategy, and the people who know how to unlock his most dangerous form.
Think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
On the other side, Lamont Roach is keeping it cool, but make no mistake, he's locked in. He's already shown respect for Davis's power, even admitting the first fight exposed some holes in his game. That kind of honesty, rare in boxing, and dangerous because it means Roach is learning fast. This time, his camp isn't leaving anything to chance. They've broken down hours of footage, studied every angle, every combo, every mistake. They're drilling nonstop against southpaw looks and sharpening Roach's pressure game to keep the heat on from round one. He's treating this rematch like a whole new war, not a sequel. No comfort in what he did right the first time. Just full focus on fixing what went wrong. Roach isn't just coming back better, he's coming back smarter. And that could spell real trouble for Davis.
How many rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. Davis and ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Insiders say there's more to Gervonta-Davis's fall in the first fight than meets the eye. It might not have been a clean knockout. Turns out, Gervonta says slippery hair product got in his eyes, blurring his vision right before he went down. For his fans, that changes everything. What looked like a weakness, just a freak accident. Davis's team isn't sweating it. They see this as a fixable problem. No fancy reinvention needed, just better focus, tighter prep, and zero distractions. They're sticking with their original plan, attack Roaches. Footwork can exploit his reactions. Sure, there were mistakes, bad timing, hesitation, but now Davis is working hard to sharpen those moments. This fight isn't about a new game plan. It's about perfecting what already works. Davis knows his power now, he just has to prove he can bring it when it counts.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a fighter that listen, he's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him. You know, all fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done, and every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of it. It's other shit too, you know. I believe in hurting them. You gotta hurt them to get it started, you know.
Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather spoke out after the draw, calling it surprising, but not a scandal. He stood firmly behind Gervonta Davis, saying the fight was just a rare slip, not a sign that Davis's skills have dropped. Jeff gave credit to Lamont Roach for his courage, but made it clear this result shook up Davis's reputation as the unstoppable force. Now, Jeff says, Davis has to prove he's still the boss. No more doubts, no more questions. His words strike a balance. Loyal to Davis, but honest about the pressure that comes with being a champion.
Jeff Mayweather here, the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay. All right, well, we got this potential rematch. Everybody wants to see Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That must be true. Me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. At the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Well, talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day, everybody has an off day, and take him.
Yeah, everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that
Shocker Stevenson added a fresh take, praising Lamont Roach's unique style and the real challenges it poses for Gervonta Davis. His praise wasn't just casual. It raised Roach from underdog to serious threat. This isn't just about Davis getting back on top. It's about him solving a puzzle he hasn't faced before. Stevenson's insight shines a light on how high the stakes really are. This rematch is a real test of skill, strategy, and adaptability. It's not just a fight to reclaim glory. It's a battle to prove Davis can handle new challenges and still come out on top.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style with Tank style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So.
Did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been in all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's gonna be the same fighter throughout his career. So.